Have you ever noticed how some people seem to effortlessly expand their minds, absorbing knowledge with ease, making quick, confident decisions, and solving even the most complex problems with little apparent effort? Meanwhile, others struggle to break through mental blocks, constantly feeling overwhelmed by the demands of life. It almost seems as if there's a secret to becoming smarter, doesn't it? Well, what if I told you that you can unlock the very same power? What if I told you that with the right mindset, you could sharpen your mind, becoming more focused, more resilient, and more intelligent, just like those who make it look effortless? Imagine being able to break through mental barriers, think clearer and faster, and make decisions that put you ahead of the game. Sounds incredible, right? Now here's the twist. This power doesn't come from anything new. In fact, it's been waiting for you for thousands of years, hidden within the timeless wisdom of the Stoic. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'll not only show you how to increase your intelligence, but I'll also teach you how to tap into the Stoic principles that will transform your approach to thinking, problem-solving, and living life itself. You'll be equipped with powerful, practical tools that will help you sharpen your mind like a blade, unstoppable, focused, and relentless. We live in a world that's moving at lightning speed, where every day brings new challenges, new distractions, and constant demands on our attention. The pressure to keep up is overwhelming, and in this whirlwind of activity, one thing becomes increasingly clear. The key to thriving in this environment, whether you want to advance in your career, excel in your personal life, or simply navigate the chaos around you, is intelligence. But we're talking about more than just academic knowledge. The type of intelligence you need to succeed in today's world goes far beyond books. It's emotional intelligence, being able to understand and manage your emotions. It's practical wisdom, making decisions that align with your values and purpose. And it's mental resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and stay focused, even in the face of adversity. These are the qualities that will set you apart and help you rise above the crowd. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who lived centuries ago, knew this better than anyone. They understood that true intelligence is not about memorizing facts or simply reacting to life's challenges. It's about cultivating inner strength, clarity, and wisdom. And guess what? Their teachings have stood the test of time and are as relevant today as they were when they were first written. So the question is, how do we tap into this power? How do we unlock the same mental resilience and clarity that these legendary philosophers had? Well, here's the good news. The Stoics have left us with a roadmap, a series of time-tested techniques that can boost your intellect and transform your life. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 of the most powerful Stoic techniques that will not only help you become smarter, but also change the way you approach life. These techniques will help you think more clearly, make better decisions, and build a mind that is sharp, focused, and unstoppable. So get ready. These techniques are going to change the way you think, approach challenges, and ultimately become the best version of yourself. Let's dive in. Number 1. Practice daily reflection. The first technique is daily reflection. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who ruled the Roman Empire with wisdom and clarity, practiced a form of daily reflection that helped him lead with wisdom, despite the immense pressures of his position. Every evening he would sit down and reflect on his actions, asking himself profound questions like, what did I do well today? Where could I have improved? What can I learn from my mistakes? Now picture this. You're in a situation at work where you felt defensive or unprepared. Maybe you snapped at a colleague or missed an opportunity to express a good idea. Instead of letting the day pass and never thinking about it again, what if you took a moment that evening to reflect? You'd ask yourself, Why did I react that way? Was it fear or frustration? How could I approach the situation differently next time? That's the power of daily reflection. It allows you to learn from your experiences rather than letting them slip by unnoticed. This practice isn't just about feeling good about your accomplishments. It's about developing self-awareness, and with self-awareness comes the ability to grow. It's how you start to understand your mental patterns, your emotional triggers, and how they affect your decisions and actions. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine you're preparing for an important presentation. The first time you present, you feel nervous and stumble through a few points. You're frustrated with yourself, but instead of ignoring your mistakes or dwelling on them, you sit down afterward and ask yourself, what went well? What didn't work? What can I learn from this through daily reflection? You might realize that your nervousness stemmed from not practicing enough, or perhaps you didn't structure your presentation as clearly as you should have. By acknowledging these mistakes, you open the door to improvement. The next time you present, you'll do so with more confidence. Knowing exactly what to adjust, Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By reflecting on your actions daily, you transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. Every challenge you face becomes a chance to think critically and adapt. So take a moment at the end of each day to journal. It doesn't have to be long, just a few sentences, a few questions, and a few realizations. By making daily reflection a habit, you'll begin to notice patterns in your thinking, allowing you to challenge old habits, refine your decision-making, and ultimately increase your intelligence. The more you practice this, the sharper your mind will become, and the better prepared you'll be for the challenges of tomorrow. Number 2, embrace the power of control. Next up, embrace the power of control. Life is full of uncertainties, chaos, and challenges. But here's the Stoic wisdom that can revolutionize the way you approach those situations. You cannot control external events, but you can control your reactions to them. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, put it bluntly, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a game-changing realization. You don't need to control the world around you to increase your intelligence. You need to control how you respond to it. Think about it. Have you ever been in a high-pressure situation where everything seemed to be falling apart and you felt your mind racing? Maybe it was during a school exam, an important job interview, or even a personal conflict. In these moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to panic, to make rash decisions. But what if in the middle of that storm, you could stay calm? What if you could think clearly, respond rationally, and rise above the chaos? The smarter you get, the more you realize that intelligence isn't just about knowing everything. It's about staying calm in the midst of uncertainty, maintaining your composure, and making decisions based on reason, not impulse. Imagine your mind like a clear pond. When the waters are still, you can see deep into it, but when the water is churning, it's hard to see anything at all. This is what Stoicism teaches us. By embracing control over our reactions, we clear the mental fog. We make space for rational thinking, strategic planning, and focused decision-making. It's not about getting caught up in the emotional waves, but about learning to float above them. Let me share a real-life example. Imagine you're in a stressful meeting at work where everyone is arguing and decisions need to be made fast. Instead of reacting to the chaos around you, you take a deep breath, observe the situation, and choose to respond with clarity. You make a calm, well-thought-out contribution, and as a result, others look to you for leadership. This is the power of controlling your reactions. Not only do you remain composed, but you become the source of intelligence and calmness in the room. By practicing this control over your emotions and reactions, you'll find that your mind becomes sharper under pressure. Situations that once made you anxious or impulsive will become opportunities for you to step up and think critically. You'll notice that your intelligence isn't just defined by how much you know, but by how well you manage your mind in the face of life's inevitable storms. So whenever you find yourself in a challenging situation, remember, you may not be able to control the chaos around you, but you always have control over your response. And in that control lies your true power. Number 3, challenge your assumptions. This is one of the most powerful tools for increasing intelligence. We all have beliefs, biases, and mental shortcuts that shape how we see the world. But the Stoics taught us something crucial. Never assume that what you know is the absolute truth. You have to question everything, especially your own beliefs. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, urged us to always examine our thoughts and ask ourselves, is this true? Is this the best way to think about this situation? We all have mental filters that shape our reality, but without ever questioning them, we're stuck in a narrow view of the world. It's like trying to play a chess game with only one piece in mind when there are countless strategic moves to consider. When you start challenging your assumptions, you allow your mind to open up to new ideas, new perspectives, and more informed decisions. Here's why this is so important. Intelligence isn't just about accumulating knowledge. It's about being able to adapt your thinking based on new evidence, experiences, and insights. Imagine for a moment that you've been believing a certain career path or relationship dynamic is the only one that will lead you to success. But one day, you hear a new idea that challenges that belief. Instead of dismissing it, you consider it. You weigh it against your current understanding and find that it opens up new opportunities. Maybe your career could take a different, more rewarding direction, or your relationship could improve by adjusting your perspective. This is how you grow. This is how you evolve. By questioning your assumptions, you're constantly refining your thinking and allowing your mind to become more adaptable. The smartest people are those who don't just accept the world as it is. They question it, they challenge it, and they reshape it. Let me give you a real-life example. You've always believed that to be successful, you need to follow a very specific set of rules or traditions, maybe handed down by society or your family. But then you hear about someone who succeeded by doing something completely different, taking a risk, defying convention. If you simply accept your old beliefs without questioning them, you miss out on the opportunity to grow. But if you challenge those assumptions, ask whether they're still true, and explore new ways of thinking, you open the door to greater possibilities. This process of challenging your assumptions doesn't just make you smarter, it sharpens your ability to think critically and independently. By questioning your beliefs and considering alternatives, you make better decisions, innovate faster, and approach problems from different angles. It's through this constant process of reassessment and openness that intelligence flourishes. Number 4, practice negative visualization technique. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would you want to focus on negative outcomes? But hear me out. The Stoics believed in imagining the worst-case scenario as a way to prepare for it, and to realize that no matter what happens, you have the mental strength to overcome it. This technique builds resilience, but it also sharpens your problem-solving abilities. When you can mentally prepare for the worst, you are better equipped to handle the challenges life throws at you. You become more resourceful, more creative, and more intelligent in your approach to problems. Number 5, read and study widely. This is an essential practice for anyone looking to increase their intelligence. Stoicism isn't just about reading philosophical texts and reflecting on abstract ideas. It's about applying wisdom to every aspect of life. The Stoics were not one-dimensional thinkers. They sought knowledge from all corners of human understanding. From literature and history to science and art, they recognized that true wisdom doesn't come from focusing on one discipline, but from drawing insights from many. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, didn't just study Stoic philosophy. He read extensively about the world around him, seeking lessons from history, military strategy, and even poetry. He knew that to understand life fully, he had to engage with it from multiple angles. Now, why is this important for your intelligence? The more you read and expose yourself to different ideas, the more you broaden your thinking. Think about it. Each book, article, or even podcast is a new lens through which you can view the world. This variety of knowledge helps you make connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. In those connections, that's where innovative thinking and creative problem-solving begin to flourish. For example, you may be reading a book on Stoic philosophy and suddenly find yourself thinking about how the principles of resilience apply to business strategy. Or maybe while reading a novel, you realize the psychological insights about human behavior can help you better navigate relationships. When you expose yourself to a broad range of subjects, your mind becomes a more adaptable, versatile tool. This is why the smartest people don't limit themselves to one niche of knowledge. They embrace learning from every possible source. By reading widely, you not only increase your intellectual range, but you also make your mind more flexible. You become better equipped to think critically, synthesize new ideas, and find solutions to problems that may have seemed insurmountable before. Let me give you a personal example. Think of an entrepreneur who studies everything from philosophy and economics to psychology and literature. By combining these seemingly unrelated fields, they develop unique strategies for their business, ones that might not occur to someone who only reads books on business management. This approach to learning doesn't just make them successful, it makes them a visionary. So ask yourself, what new subject can you explore today? What ideas from other fields can you bring into your own life? The more you expose yourself to diverse perspectives, the more you'll see, learn, and ultimately become more intelligent. Remember, intelligence isn't a one-track path. It's a journey through the richness of human knowledge. Number 6, adopt the beginner's mindset. One of the most powerful tools you can use to increase your intelligence is to approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity, just like a beginner. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, often reminded himself to stay humble and open-minded. He would write in his journal, "You could be wrong, you could be better, but you're not yet there." This is the essence of the beginner's mindset. What does it mean to adopt this mindset? It's about letting go of the need to always be the expert, and instead embracing the idea that you have so much more to learn. When you approach every situation with the mindset of a beginner, you strip away ego, judgment, and preconceived notions. You allow yourself to see things with fresh eyes. This humility and openness create the perfect environment for growth. Think about it. When you're new to something, you're full of questions. You're eager to learn, to discover, to explore. Your mind is open, and every experience is a chance to absorb new knowledge. As we grow older and gain experience, it's easy to assume that we know all we need to know. But the truth is, intelligence isn't about knowing everything. It's about having the humility to admit when you don't know something and being willing to learn. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Think about a time when you were a beginner, maybe learning a new skill or diving into a new subject. How eager were you to learn? How much did you grow in that period? Now imagine approaching every aspect of your life with that same eagerness and humility. What could you accomplish if you stopped seeing yourself as the expert and started seeing yourself as the learner? The smartest people are those who know that they don't know everything. They are constantly learning, questioning, and growing. They're not afraid to admit when they don't have all the answers. In fact, they embrace it because they know that every new piece of information adds to their mental toolkit. So how can you start adopting the beginner's mindset today? Start by asking questions instead of making assumptions. Let go of the pressure to always have the right answer and open yourself up to new possibilities. When you approach life with curiosity and humility, you'll find that your intelligence grows not because you know more, but because you're open to learning more. Remember, intelligence isn't a destination, it's a journey. And adopting the beginner's mindset is one of the most powerful ways to stay on that path of constant growth and discovery. Number 7, prioritize wisdom over knowledge. The Stoics didn't just seek to accumulate knowledge, they sought to understand how to apply it effectively. Wisdom, according to Stoicism, is the ability to use knowledge for the greater good, to make decisions that align with virtue and purpose. You see, knowledge can be acquired through books, lectures, or even casual conversations. But wisdom is earned through experience, reflection, and consistent practice. It's about understanding the deeper truths of life and learning how to apply them in your daily decisions, actions, and interactions. Think of knowledge as a vast library filled with facts, theories, and information. Now think of wisdom as the skill to navigate that library with ease, knowing when to pull a book off the shelf, how to use the information, and when to let go of things that no longer serve you. Wisdom helps you sift through all the noise and focus on what truly matters, guiding you to make decisions that align with your values and your long-term goals. Let me ask you, how often do you find yourself overwhelmed by all the information out there? The constant stream of facts, opinions, and ideas can be draining, and it's easy to think that accumulating more knowledge will somehow lead to more success. But here's the truth. Raw knowledge, without the wisdom to guide it, can be more of a burden than a blessing. Without wisdom, you might find yourself making decisions based on impulse or external pressures, instead of what is truly best for you and those around you. This is why the Stoics place such a high value on wisdom. It's not about knowing everything. It's about knowing how to use what you know in a way that aligns with virtue, purpose, and the greater good. Wisdom sharpens your mind like a sword being honed, powerful, precise, and unstoppable. It allows you to cut through distractions, make better choices, and ultimately lead a life that is aligned with your true self. So how can you start prioritizing wisdom in your life? Begin by reflecting on how you apply the knowledge you already have. Ask yourself, am I using this knowledge to improve my life, my relationships, and my purpose? Or am I just collecting facts without considering how they serve me? Start focusing on the application of your knowledge, and over time, you'll find that wisdom will naturally follow. Remember, wisdom isn't something you find in a textbook. It's something you cultivate through living thoughtfully, reflecting deeply, and always striving to apply what you learn in meaningful ways. These 7 Stoic techniques aren't just for intellectuals or philosophers. They're for anyone who is ready to elevate their mind, sharpen their thinking, and live a life of true purpose. These are principles that anyone, no matter where they are on their journey, can incorporate into their daily routine to cultivate clarity, resilience, and wisdom. Think about it. If you take even one of these Stoic principles to heart, you'll start noticing subtle shifts in your thinking. You'll begin to make decisions with more clarity, act with greater purpose, and approach challenges with calm and confidence. Your intelligence will no longer just be a matter of how much you know, but of how you use that knowledge to create meaningful, positive change in your life. That's the power of Stoicism. The best part is, these techniques aren't just about increasing intelligence. They're about creating a foundation for personal growth and transformation. Whether you're trying to solve complex problems, communicate more effectively, or simply become the best version of yourself, Stoicism can guide you every step of the way. So I want to challenge you. Don't let this video be just another piece of content that you watch and forget. Take one of these techniques, start implementing it today, and track your progress. Come back to this video whenever you need inspiration or to remind yourself of how powerful your mind can be when you approach it with intention. Now, if you found these techniques valuable and you're ready to take your personal growth even further, I've got something else that's going to help you master another critical aspect of mental growth, self-discipline. I've created another video titled How to Master Self-Discipline Using Stoic Theory. And trust me, it's packed with strategies to help you build the mental strength, focus, and consistency that will make implementing these techniques even easier. In this video, I dive deep into how discipline is the backbone of progress, how you can harness the power of self-control to maintain your momentum and continue growing every single day. You'll learn how to resist distractions, how to build habits that serve your highest goals, and how to stay focused on the path to the future you want. I promise you, it's going to be the perfect follow-up to everything you've learned here. So what are you waiting for? Click here to watch the video and let's continue this journey together. Remember, your mind is your most powerful tool. Treat it well, nurture it together. Remember, your mind is your most powerful tool. Treat it well, nurture it, and it will serve you for a lifetime. See you there, and let's keep growing.